difficulty for me because we need you to be that possession receiver since Michael Thomas is out for the rest of the year, and he has not been that so far.
He hasn't. I don't think Traquan Smith is all that. I think we have Deontay Harris, who I don't classify as anything other than Deontay Harris.
Yeah.
And then you also have 2 number 3 receivers.
I agree.
I think that Marquez Callaway, a number 3, and actually a pretty good number 3. Traquan Smith will be a number 3, a decent to good number 3.
Yeah.
The problem is you got them being your 1 and 2.
We don't have a number 1 receiver. We don't have a number 2 receiver at all.
You can't have 3s being number 1s and 2s. It just does not work. So
I don't think that's going to affect us in this game against the Falcons because the Falcons' defense is ridiculously bad this year. And they've been bad for the last 3 to 4 years. If we're going to think about it, the Falcons have had difficulty on the defensive side since 2018, 2017. So it's just kind of a situation where I don't really think that it's going to show as badly now. But we do have some tough games still left on the schedule.
I do agree with that this week because when you're looking at the Falcons, you're looking at the 26th ranked rush defense in the league. The Saints can run the ball. Alvin Kamara, the addition of Mark Ingram is going to prove very pivotal going through the rest of the season.
I feel like they'd be good in counteracting the negativity that's lost and him being lost for the entire season because even though Jameis a little quirky, he a little weird, he is good at galvanizing the troops. And that was Mark Ingram's job before he left. And now that he's back, we got that energy, we got that fire on the offensive end. I don't know how much he has left, but I don't think we need that much from him because Alvin Kamara is a 4 down back, in my opinion.
I got my bold prediction. He got 27 yards last week. So that all-time Saints leading rushing. I think Mark Ingram becomes this week against the Atlanta Falcons. He needs 63 yards.
Mark Ingram getting 63 yards. I believe that this could be a 200-yard, 180-yard rushing game for the Saints. Alvin Kamara getting his 80, 90 yards. Mark Ingram getting that 63, getting 65, 70, put us at about 180, 190, and I feel like that'll be enough to kind of run them out of the building.
I hope so, because they don't have that many weapons offensively. They have Kyle Pitts and Cordell Patterson.
Kyle Pitts can't really show what he can do because he's being doubled and triple teamed right now.
We'll see. We'll see how they play him. I don't think we'll double and triple team him.
Well, I mean, we're not going to need to. We have probably the premier secondary in the league.
We up there.
So when it comes to just pass defense, play for play, I feel like play for play, we have the best secondary in the league. And Kyle Pitts hasn't yet shown that he can dominate games on his own.
Yeah. So what they have to do is stop big plays.
Yeah.
Because when I look at it,
Calvin Ridley's scary. Matt Ryan is always going. He's not playing.
He's still going. He took his break out. He took a break for mental health, and now he's on the NFL exempt list, which means he has to be out 3 more weeks. So the Saints won't see Calvin Ridley today. And if the Saints can keep the Falcons from having big plays, I think you'll see that lead to them not scoring much because they need big plays to score.
We just have to eliminate the turnovers. As long as we win the turnover battle, I don't think they have enough weapons on offense. I don't think they have a stalwart enough of a defense for us to really worry about this game. But that's how teams lose games. This is a trap game.
It is.
In its essence. This is the type of game that you go in thinking you're going to win, thinking it's no issues, and you flounder.
It can't be.
And we don't need that.
I'm going to tell you why it can't be. I agree that it is. It's definitely that type of game. But the reason it can't be, if you're the New Orleans Saints, you can't go into a game with Trevor Siemian starting his first game for you at quarterback
and thinking any type
it's a trap game.
I agree.
You can't come down flat because the defense has won the last 2 games for the Saints.
Yes.
Both against the Seahawks and against the Bucs.
And then Alvin Kamara won the game before that. So it was a situation where we have not had to rely on our passing game yet.
Yes.
And that's something that we're going to have to see if Trevor Siemian can do. If we get behind 7 points, if we get behind 10 points, which I don't think will happen this week, but it is going to happen at some point because this is a playoff team.
It is. This is and it's a Super Bowl defense.
This is a Super Bowl defense.
And a playoff team.
Yeah, so
I agree.
Trevor Siemian can just not be the worst quarterback in the league. I feel as though we can win multiple.
Let me keep going because I don't want to have to be that offense that needs a big play.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy.
It's a situation where Odell just gives you every single play, you have another person on the field that can score a touchdown on any given play. And that's something that the Saints only have from one player currently, and that's Alvin Kamara. And we need more, and Deontay Harris, but we need more dynamic players. We just need more dynamic playmakers. And the more that we get, the better that will be. And I feel as though this is going to be a game where Trevor Siemian can kind of get his legs under him. He can get his feet wet, and he can start to growing as a quarterback. And we can see what we have. Do we need to go look at a Cam Newton? Do we need to go look at one of these other quarterbacks on free agency? I don't like the Phillip Rivers
I'm
idea.
okay with the Phillip Rivers idea.
He's not in shape.
I don't know that.
You need to see him on the sidelines coaching. He is so. I don't
think
like
Phillip
the
Rivers
Phillip
can come
Rivers
and do
idea.
what
I like Cam
what needs
Newton.
to be doing.
I feel like Cam Newton. They should kick the tires on Cam Newton.
Not a fan of Cam Newton. Never been a fan of Cam Newton.
Do you think Jameis Winston is better than Cam Newton?
Yeah, I do.
Wow. Okay.
Like if you would have asked me before the season who I would take, Jameis or Cam,
I would have
wouldn't
probably took
hesitated.
Jameis Winston as well.
And I'm gonna tell you the truth, I wouldn't have hesitated.
Yeah, I would have taken Jameis Winston over Cam Newton, but as a backup, as a replacement for
I think he's
Jameis, because they
decent.
play a similar style.
I think he's decent, but I think Cam might be able to excel because I look at the last year that he was truly healthy, which was 2018.
Yeah.
And that was the year he was healthy with Norv Turner as his offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
And he had I think either his highest or second highest completion percentage of his
Right.
career. And that's because he had more short passes.
Oh.
But overall, Cam just throw everything hard and fast and high. I'm not
I
a
agree.
fan.
I agree.
But
Cam
we sitting
doesn't
here,
really have a good.
We sitting here at the
touch
Daiquiri
ball.
shop in Carrolton, Texas. You know what I'm saying? Sitting here with it's a big Saints crowd.
Absolutely.
But we're gonna deviate real quick, and we're gonna talk about another game that we're interested in. One thing that I'm interested in is Adrian Peterson's return. I was literally talking about ain't nobody signed AP.
Yeah.
And Derrick Henry gets hurt, and now the Titans signed Adrian Peterson. How are you feeling about that move?
I don't know what Adrian Peterson has left in the tank, but if he has anything in the tank, this is the offensive line, this is the running style, this is the team that will be able to bring it out of Adrian Peterson. Now, he is old,
Yeah.
and we have to admit that, but he is a Hall of Fame running back. So if he has 4 or 5 good games left in him, that might be all the Titans need.
They need 180 yards to get to 15,000.
He might get 180 yards this game. It's Adrian Peterson. You don't know what's going to happen.
Adrian Peterson always good for that one big game when he comes
He's
back.
always good for a huge game. So I feel as though I don't have the Titans winning the game,
No, I don't.
especially with the addition of Von Miller to that Rams defense. I have the Rams winning the game, but I feel like Adrian Peterson, through the course of the season, may be able to have a couple good games. Will this be the good game? I was joking. I don't think he's going to get 180 yards. I don't know if he's going to get 80 yards against this Rams defense. So I'm going to take the Rams, but I do like that Adrian Peterson's getting a chance to break those records.
So what game are you looking forward to this week?
I'm looking at Jordan Love's first start with the Green Bay Packers against I want to say, struggling Kansas City Chiefs team, a Kansas City Chiefs team that would have a lot of questions for themselves if they lost to a backup quarterback. So I have the Chiefs winning this game. But I feel like it's going to be high scoring, and I feel like Jordan Love is going to get some confidence in this game that's going to catapult him in the future. Because that Chiefs defense is bad. Bad. And I don't know how they're going to fix it. I don't know if there's not too many players out in free agency they can add. They made a couple moves at the trade deadline. I don't think it's enough. Bad defense.
If you're a Packer fan, this is what I'm looking for. 28 points.
Yeah.
If I can get 28 points, I don't care what happens on defense. I don't care what else is happening on offense. Because if I get 28 points, then you're telling me Jordan Love can be something.
Yes.
I'm looking for Jordan
Yes.
Love to be something.
You
Because
think you actually have faith in Jordan Love?
do I have faith? No, I just don't know. I don't know. I've never seen him really play. But when I look at Jordan Love, if I'm a Packer fan, if he shows me something to be confident, oh, this guy can be the man in the future.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for. Now, it would be lovely if your defense can show up and shut down Patrick Mahomes. But if that doesn't happen, if it becomes a shootout, at least I know, oh, Jordan Love came in here and he went 28 points, 35 points. I have something in this young man.
Yes.
That's what I'm looking for.
That is true. This is a lot of an evaluation game.
Exactly.
For Jordan Love. Whereas this is a desperation game for the Kansas City Chiefs.
You
cannot lose to a backup quarterback. You cannot go to 4-5 with the Las Vegas Raiders sitting at 5-2. You just can't do it. It's going to be too difficult to come back in the division, and I don't think they're going to get a wild card spot if they don't win this division. So this is a must-win game for the Kansas City Chiefs.
And that's a tough statement.
It's a must-win game.
If they will probably, they could only be down a game. There's a chance to only be down a game from the last wild card. I'm not ready to count them out. I will be super slow on the Kansas City Chiefs. I'll be looking for them to be out before I count them out. I'm just letting you know that I will be slow.
I do not trust that defense.
I understand.
I don't trust it. It's not goodly bad.
They're not the great team that they've been.
They make bad quarterbacks look good, and that's not a thing that should happen.
You talking about Jalen Hurts, aren't you?
Exactly. That isn't great. And defense wins championships in the NFL. You know, especially going to those crunch times games when people are trying to get in the playoffs or that wild card game, they're going to get bounced. Playing like this, they will get bounced. I had so much faith in the Chiefs going into this season. I still love Patrick Mahomes. He's still my favorite quarterback. But when you have a defense that is this bad, you have to press in ways that you don't want to. And right now, this team is in desperation mode 100% of the time. They need to win this game.
Have the Chiefs hit their bye week yet?
Say that one more time.
Have the Chiefs hit their bye week yet?
I don't believe so.
I think after the bye week, you'll see a much better team. Because I do agree you're pressing, but that's the problem. Your offense is messing up because you're pressing. And they're catching some really unlucky breaks.
I agree.
They probably have another win, maybe two, if they just know how to hold on to the football.
And don't, but Tyreek Hill catch some football.
But there was one team or one game that I thought you would bring up that you didn't. I served it up for you. I took Adrian though. That's the Bengals Browns. No love for the Bengals Browns. I thought that's what you were going to say.
I think it's going to be a good game, but I don't know if I'm going to highlight it because I feel like people are underselling the Bengals.
No.
I don't think this is going to be a close game. I think the Bengals are going to beat the Browns pretty handily. I have them by at least a touchdown.
Okay. That's okay.
So
I thought you were saying like by 14, 17.
Nah. I'm thinking between like 7 and 14.
Okay, I can get down with that. Yeah, I got the Bengals winning this game as well. I think it's interesting because you look at the Bengals in the matter of 2 weeks. They beat the Bengals. I mean, they beat the Ravens on top of the world. I never quite heard best team in the AFC talk, but it was real talk about them winning their division. Then they lose to the Jets and Mike White. Like, you want to talk about you can't lose to a backup quarterback. You lost a match to Mike White.
There was no tape on Mike White, so.
There's no tape on Jordan Love either.
Exactly.
But at least he's a first rounder. You lost to Mike White. In the way they lost, offense couldn't be consistent. Defense took a significant step back. You have to bounce back. Because
I feel like they just took
weird.
the Jets lightly. They just kind of went in there like, we're going to beat the Jets. We don't have to play that hard. And it was a trap game.
You got to be motivated.
I don't feel like that's an indictment on the Bengals. I feel like it was a trap game. They got caught up, and now